stayed up all night learning these puppet parts. And so I did that, and I filled in for him for a couple of weeks till he got his voice back. During that period, the wardrobe mistress, I said, do you think you could help me I want to make a puppet of a Mexican parrot, because I grew up on the Mexican border and I spoke Spanish fluently, I still do. And I named him Francisco, and he's really named after three very famous Franciscos, maybe not well known in the ventriloquist community, but they will be after my lecture tomorrow. Francisco Tarrega was a great classical guitar composer. Francisco Sanz, known as Paco Sanz, was studied guitar with him, and he, at the turn of the last century, actually till I think he died in 1939, but about 1918, he was famous throughout Latin American countries. And so Francisco was kind of born of that. And I had to make, because I did so many shows, I had to make a new puppet every year, a new Francisco.
Wow.
So if you look at my career in the photographs, there's about 34, 35 different Franciscos. It was always, and they got better and better with each one. I'd learned something. And it wasn't until I started coming to conventions that I realized, wow, there's great puppet makers out there. And once I had a figure maker in California make a Francisco with eyelids. It was a stick figure, a wood figure, art figure up. And the wings would flap, and he had even little eyebrows, which birds don't have, but I wanted all those expressions, and eyes that moved, and blinkers, winkers, whatever you call them. I couldn't buy into it because I was so used to this soft puppet fluid movement of my hand, so I quickly said, no, I'm going to have to make my own. And I start with the eyes, and I guess I always took one piece of the last Francisco and I was making a new one. Just before finishing and I was ready to introduce this one, I would usually take one last little piece and add it to the new one. So that as I looked at him, that's what I would focus on so that I could buy into that being Francisco, yeah. But Francisco is a character. He's not the puppet. And I think most ventriloquists do that, where they have their first whatever, and then it kind of transitions. It's an evolution. But